In our dream as being apart from this self and returning consciously and openly to the self, this is the dream, because you're always the self. And the only way, because you can never not be the self, the only way you could appear to be other than the self is through dream. You may call it God's dream. And even in the dream returning, the self is an acquired taste. Sometimes it's like we have so much toxins, psychological toxins, that the self is too pure, and it just feels no. It's like you have got to acquire the taste again for the self. And I remember a story that Papa told about it, which really illustrates it well, about the fisherwoman who went to the sea. They used to go to the sea. The men would come and bring the fishes in to a certain place, and then the woman would come with their baskets, collect the fish from the fishermen. They had to walk through the forest to go home, and it's quite a big forest. And on the way going home, lightning, thunder, wow! You can feel the rain coming, and then before they could make it out of the forest, the rain has hit them. And they're all very afraid of lightning, that they might get struck by lightning. So they're trying to run under the trees with their fish baskets full of fish. And they have to pass the house of a florist. The florist lives inside the forest. So the florist sees them and says, "Hey, come out of the rain." So they all come. 3 fisherwomen come. And they stop on the veranda. They say, thank you so much, we're so terrified. Then the florist says, "You cannot go home in this rain, and it's already turning dark. Tonight you spend here, and then in the morning when it's safe, you go home." Then the fisherwomen, yeah, okay, because they see it was too strong, the rain. So the florist introduced them to one room, and the room is full of flowers. So you sleep here tonight. So the fisherwomen, they go and they sit down, lie down, and they left their baskets outside on the veranda, and they come inside and they lie down in the room, and the night, lightning and thunder and rain, rain. But they couldn't sleep, not because of the thunder and the lightning, because they couldn't stand the smell of flowers. You see, all this lavender and jasmine. Oh, it's horrible. You say to can't sleep. Yeah, I can't sleep as well. What's the problem? It's horrible smell. So the other one says, the older one says, okay, 1 minute, I know what it is. She went outside, sneaked outside, went on the veranda, brought the fish basket, put it under the rain to wet it a bit, and brought it inside the house, put it by their head, and all of them slept like babies. Because they were more accustomed to the smell of raw fish that would be repulsive to anybody else. But that was what they were accustomed to. And so the flowers, beautiful smell of jasmine and lavender and roses, they could not stand it. To them that was like, oh, a horrible place. So we get accustomed to the fish market life, to some things that we take pleasure in them. And now when you are somehow returning home to the self, you have to reacquire the appreciation for the divine smells, the divine fragrance. And sometimes, not that you're going to be a vegetarian or nothing like that, okay? Because people think that that's what it means. But like compassion and patience and, sort of generosity, all of these things. And it's like sometimes still some selfish streak, still some judgments are there. So gradually we're burning off these things as a true nature. The grace is helping also. You cannot just be taken from one place to another place. Even the fishes, we took them here. They came from fresh water. They're going to fresh water, but we have to put them in the bag first. That they come in their own liquid. We have to put it in that with the other water to get the waters together the right temperature, so there's not too much shock. So they have to also get reacquainted, readjusted to the right climate. Then they can go. It's not just water to water, it's okay. No, they have to get adjusted to something. We have to get also adjusted. We as the mix, the blend, the hybrid between the self and ego coming home have to again have the flavor. Some people, they're not going to have this flavor for a very long time. They still trade only in fish. Anything slimy, that's what they want. My examples are not always eloquent.
They're very good, very good.
Not graceful.
Very, very good.
It's always great.
Ego also is not.
Always a great contrast to get the point across.
They are very true.
There was a story that once a man went to, actually he was coming from the market. He bought some fish, and but as he was passing a temple, he heard them singing bhajans in the temple, and he was such a devoted person that he didn't have a bag. He went into the temple and put the fish in his pocket. One fish in each pocket. He washed his hands and went into the temple. And he was singing, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, like this, whatever they were doing in the temple, enjoying. And then some people were there watching, so this man, there's fish in his pocket. They stopped singing, they're paying more attention to the fish in his pocket, but he's singing praise to the Lord, everything. So in the end, they brought him to the ministers of the priests of the temple around the back. He says, "You cannot come into the temple with fish. What are you thinking?" He said, "No, but I didn't know what to do with them. I heard a song praising God, and I just want to praise God." They said, "But you cannot come with the fish in your pocket, you know." He said, "Yes, it would have been okay if nobody discovered," he said. So they said, "What do you mean by that?" He says, "Because you come into the temple, you have had your food, and you have got, filth inside your body, no? But it's inside, so nobody bothers. If you put it outside, then people would be bothered about it, no? Like that, okay?" So then he got the idea that he was a very simple man, but very devout. He says, "You got shit in your body, okay? You come in the temple, but if nobody discovers it, it's okay. I've got fish in my pocket. I didn't try and show the fish in my pocket. I put a bit of perfume to hide it as best I could do. I took some incense and so on, but I just wanted to come to praise God." They could not understand. The priest understood. Yeah, okay. The scriptures are full of these kind of contrasts. I think once one man went to a sage. A priest went to visit a sage. The sage was sitting there, first of all, only in a kumina, just like a piece of loincloth, and he was praising the name of Sri Hari. Hari Ram, Hari Ram. So the priest was like that with him, sitting there watching him. Then the sage got up and went outside to relieve himself, to have a pee. Well, while he's outside having a pee, the priest was nearby, and he could hear him peeing, but still chanting the name of Sri Hari. Hari Shri Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Hari Shri Hari. So the priest said, "But what are you doing? You cannot be calling the name of the Lord while you are, relieving yourself, So then the the sage says, "Oh, I am so sorry. I was not aware what I was doing. I will stop." So then he stopped chanting, and then out of the P arising is the name Shri Hari Ram, Ram Hari Ram, Shri Hari Ram. So then the priest says, "Oh, I think in your case it's different. In your case it's different. You can do." The sage says, "I did not know I was doing something like this. I'm so sorry. Please excuse me. I'm an ignorant person." So he stopped. Then the P was saying, "Shri Hari Ram Ram, Shri Hari Hari."
Didn't Jesus said something like that when he said, and I don't know the full meaning of it, but remember where he said, "If I don't speak up, even the rocks will cry
Yes,
out."
yes, 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 yes. Very good. What a breakfast.